We are Gathering of the Geeks. We are a podcast and a YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag we gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking out the one about a bad last dance. I'm one of your hosts, Emmet, and I'm joined by the tail lasso of my coach beard, Chris Evans. Chris, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Gathering of the Geeks. It's available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. All you have to do is search for Gathering of the Geeks, and you will find us right there. Chris, I don't have any opening comments or questions or anything to come up with tonight. You got anything you want to chat about before we get into nerdy, stupid stuff?
No.
Putting you on the spot there. How do you like that?
You did. Every time you wear that shirt, I think it's the Mr. Hanky thing from South Park, though. Just letting you know.
Yeah, it's my first time I put my Christmas stuff on. I'm getting ready. We're not far away now.
No, but every time I was thinking, why? That's a Mr. Hanky T-shirt.
Yeah, well,
And I
when I
know
sit
it's
like
not.
this, when I sit like this, it's not very good. You
No,
gotta sit back a bit.
I know it's not though, but it's just always in my head. It's like it's that thing. It's the South Park thing.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Anthony's excited about that. Hey, Anthony.
Oh
It's
yeah,
almost his time.
is the podcast. That's right.
Yes, tis the podcast. If you guys don't follow it already, you should. It's pretty fun, and they talk all things Christmas. And Anthony's on there, and I like Anthony, so you guys can check it out.
I was gonna say, pretty simple, folks.
Yeah, 2 plus 2 is 4.
That's right.
Listen to tis the podcast. Tis
That's
the podcast.
Right. All right, well, let's keep it simple then, Chris. What'd you get up to this week?
Lots of stuff. I actually read some books.
Beautiful.
I've been reading because you and I talked about this briefly. I'm reading comics digitally on an iPad now.
Okay, so listen, folks. Chris and I have been doing this show for almost 2 years now. I think February is our 2-year anniversary.
January,
I knew that Chris read comics digitally. Okay, I assumed that meant that he was reading on an iPad. No, apparently that is not the case.
I have been reading from my phone the way the Lord intended it. By Lord, I mean Jim Lee.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The head of DC Comics or whoever it is right now. I don't even know. I think it's Jim Lee.
Well, how has the experience been for you?
So much better. So much better. It's really nice. You have the full screen, the full page. It's cool. I like reading digitally on my iPad.
Good.
It's funny though because I have this iPad got passed down to me, so it was my daughter's iPad, but I bought her a new one because it's not like a big crack, but it has a little bit of a crack toward the bottom, and she bent it. Then my wife took it over because she was using it for our for work stuff, and then she bought herself a new iPad. So now I have this hand-me-down iPad, and I'm the happiest thing in the world. Like, cool, I got my own iPad to read comics now. Because I would never buy one for myself. Like, I got a phone. I don't need an iPad.
Oh my god, they're so expensive too. So yeah. We have an iPad that's just it's struggling along. It's just so slow and
they're pricey, but they're really nice. Like I like both of theirs, the newer ones. They're pretty cool. But I just wouldn't buy one for myself because I figured, well, I got my phone or I have my computer if I want to do things. But yeah, I've been enjoying reading on the iPad. It's pretty cool. I like it. So I read some books. Let's start with the non-DC stuff. I read TMNT number 3, the new one.
Nice.
I'm really mixed on this one. Did you read it?
No, I still haven't read number 2
okay.
either. So I'm getting behind.
2 is good. 3 is mixed. So this one focuses on Leo, and it's a I guess because it's Leonardo, it's a really reflective issue. There's a lot of monologuing. There's a lot of deep thoughts. He wants to become one with turtles, like actual turtles.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what it is. That's what it is.
Okay.
That's really the whole issue. Him wanting to be one with turtles and meditating a lot. So there's that.
So he's like, what's that show with Keith Carradine? Or maybe it's not Keith Carradine, where he's like a Buddhist,
the Kung Fu
samurai. Yeah, the Kung Fu. Is it called Kung Fu?
Yeah, it's like Kung
is that
Fu,
who he is?
but with a Ninja Turtle.
That's right.
And I don't think they're teenagers anymore. I think they're adult Ninja Turtles now.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure they're adult Ninja Turtles. These don't. I don't think. I think we're past the teenage stage.
Hmm.
Got to be like 20 something turtles.
Midlife Teenage Mutant Ninja
Midlife
Turtles.
crisis Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Midlife crisis mutant
have to
Ninja
go on
Turtles.
have to go on a journey to find themselves again.
They have to see what made them happier when they were younger. Was it a movie, a cartoon, perhaps? Maybe it's a toy. Who knows?
Yeah.
They're on that journey. Eat, love, pray. Is that what it is? Eat, live,
That's
pray,
right. You
love,
got it.
love, live. I don't know.
You had it right the
I've
first
had too
time.
many Red Bulls today. Um, yeah, I like the other issues better. I feel
Okay.
like this one was kind of a filler in a way because we had to get to this point.
Hmm.
It's not a bad issue, but I was definitely like, this is dragging on. Why are we communicating with turtles?
Is it the idea of them being separate that's getting tired?
No, no, no. It's Leonardo's story that's tired.
Okay. Okay.
Because like Michelangelo's, it didn't bother me at all. I thought it was awesome. Same with
Hmm.
Raph's, that was cool too. But
Okay.
Leonardo's is a whole different pace.
Hmm.
It's just like watching a Buddha interact with a turtle for 30 pages.
I get that. Yeah. Okay.
It's it's not terrible or anything. It's just not my
Hmm.
favorite.
Okay. What do you think of the art? It's got Cliff Chang on it, who I'm a big
Art was
fan of.
nice.
What do you think of that? Yeah. Okay.
Art was it was nice, but what you're seeing isn't even that cool, so it's hard to gauge.
Oh, okay.
I I, I don't think I have any good like the more I'm thinking about it, I don't have any good things to say about this issue.
Yeah. You're. It sounds like you're struggling here. You're
I
struggling to
am
try and find something good to say about it.
the ending is the only thing I actually liked. The ending is cool. The rest of it is just not.
Hmm.
It's like, why would you do this? You had so
Okay.
much more. You want a gravy train with biscuit wheels, man, and then you do this.
I like that.
It's from Kingpin.
Okay. Biscuit wheels.
Yeah, gravy train with biscuit wheels. Kingpin is also a great movie. Everybody should watch it.
That's right.
There's a shit cloud
All
coming.
right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what you think about it because you're going to read them one after another, most likely. So I wonder if
Yeah, I'll
it'll
read 2,
work.
3 together. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if the breather that is 3 will work better that way.
Okay.
For me, I was like, okay, I waited a month for this.
Yeah.
What is Donatello's story going to be? Is he going to be in a jungle too, crying about
Yeah.
turtles?
Yeah.
They're all in wildly different places. That's another thing. Like Raph was in
Yeah.
prison, which is weird on its own.
Yeah.
A Ninja Turtle in prison, and then Mikey was a television star, which is really cool. Then
That is
this
fun.
guy was again on a beach trying to talk to turtles.
Strange.
Yeah. So I read that. That was okay, I guess. Whatever.
Okay.
We'll see
Mhm.
what the next one looks like. Then I read the new issue of Detective Comics. This is Tom
Mhm.
Taylor's debut issue.
Mhm.
For those who aren't aware, that I was not. Like I know people told me that, and I read it, but it's
Mhm.
one of those things that didn't stick in my head. Like, oh,
Okay.
okay, this new writer, detective, cool. I'll check that. Yeah,
Mhm.
what a book! This
Yeah,
is a
so good.
phenomenal issue. I thought, and it's like firing on all cylinders. The art is beautiful. The story is great. I really, really like the flashback stuff.
Yeah.
Seeing, I think I miss seeing Thomas Wayne as kind of heroic because I feel like lately they've been doing their best to make him a horrible person and things.
Hmm.
Like you have Thomas Wayne Batman, who's not a nice dude.
Sure.
Then you have like the Telltale Batman, who is not nice,
Mhm.
not good. So it's cool to see Thomas back as a good guy, I guess. And the ending of the book was quite a shock.
Mhm.
I really like that too. The
Yeah, I
hippocampus.
was a big fan of this book, and like you, the flashback stuff was the stuff that was very interesting to me. The relation of Thomas Wayne and his job and how it relates to Bruce's
Yeah,
job now as Batman. I thought that was a cool. And I'm not sure if I'd seen that link before.
I don't think
Um,
they've ever done that.
yeah, the about why save lives and why not kill and those kinds of things. Like they took it in a different way that I had seen before, which was very interesting to me. which really, you know, giving us something new about Batman that I hadn't seen before, I think was important. Not just giving us a straight up Batman tale, which is fine. You can do that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But just adding that little wrinkle for me made this book much more enjoyable. And then the present day stuff with the mystery of, you know, whoever this person is and the villain is and all that kind of stuff, and Oracle being involved, which is still fun, and all that stuff. I love this issue. I think it was one of those perfect issues because I'm a big fan of Michael Yannon's art as well, and Tom Taylor's, you know, one of my fave DC writers. So it hit on all cylinders for me.
I completely co-sign that. And also, you made a great point. It delivers a new wrinkle. And what's interesting to me about the new wrinkle is it doesn't reinvent the wheel, which is what seems to be the thing now. Let's add something new and change everything in the process. This doesn't do that. It just adds another layer to something we already know and love. And this new layer is really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I want a Thomas Wayne book. I don't.
Right.
That is not the message I'm sending. But I like seeing Bruce and Thomas's kind of trajectory and how similar they actually are, because we don't often see this kind of Thomas and in this much detail either. So I like it. Hey, Aaron.
Aaron, good to see you tomorrow. Yeah, the Doctor, Thomas Wayne, is always an interesting idea that I wish we saw more of. You know, we see some of it in Long Halloween and that kind of stuff, but just seeing more of that Doctor Thomas Wayne is always something that's really interesting, instead of the you know, the boardroom Thomas Wayne or anything else. I think the Doctor is a really interesting idea, and how they related it to this first issue is just something I was not expecting. I didn't look into this issue at all, what Tom Taylor was going to be doing, what he was going to be trying to doing, how he was going to change it. You know, and I didn't read what Rom V was doing with Detective. So I don't know if there's any connection here.
I don't know.
I assume there's not, just because this is kind of like the DC all-in type of deal where it's very fresh. But yeah, really enjoyed it.
I think Dr. Thomas Wayne is my favorite Thomas Wayne, because like Long Halloween is great, that version of him. Batman Begins, I love the Linus Roach Thomas Wayne. To me, that is Thomas Wayne. So I like that. But yeah, so I read that, loved it. It's just like you did, phenomenal book. We're 3 for 3 with Batman books, I think. Absolute, Detective, and Batman and Robin Year One have all been so good.
Yeah, you tweeted that there. That's an interesting idea. And even yeah, we say Absolute, Batman and Robin, and this one. There was one other one, and the Long Halloween thing.
Long Halloween too.
Long Halloween, Extra Halloween, whatever it is, the longest yard
Halloween ever.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the Bark at the Moon book. It seems like Batman's cooking, I should say.
He's slapping
right now. Yeah, he's slapping whatever it is you slap, and that makes you good.
Slap the batarang.
And that's a good thing. I don't know what's happening in Zdarsky's Batman right now. I did get an email from Zdarsky's newsletter that said he's done with Batman. I think he's got this final arc. I don't know if there's been an announcement of who the writer is next.
I don't think so.
But I haven't read that. I haven't read that yet. See what it's like.
Good riddance.
I've read it in a while. What's that?
Good riddance, Chip. Don't let the door hit you. No, I don't know. I have to eventually read Chip's arcs. I've only read Failsafe, and I like Failsafe. I thought Failsafe was pretty cool.
Yep.
I just didn't really care for the Zurin Ra thing. That was odd.
Right. Yep.
But everything else was very cool. Especially like I know we talked about it before, and it was criticized heavily. But when Batman falls from space, it's kind of cool. It's a comic book.
It is a comic book.
These not real guys. So I read that, and lastly, I read Absolute Wonder Woman #1. I wanted to save this one for last because this book surprised me. I don't read a lot of Wonder Woman. I tried to get into that recent run. I don't remember who's writing it. The one you like a lot?
Tom King.
Yes, Tom King.
Yeah, Tom
I
King.
read
Yeah.
some of it and I thought, oh, this is great, but I didn't keep up with it. I'm horrible with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't read a lot of Wonder Woman, but this really caught my eye. Reading through this was awesome. Like Absolute Batman, it is pretty different, but it's still, I think, familiar enough. But with this, just changing her story around, she was raised by Cersei in hell. That's
Mm-hmm.
neat. She uses
Yeah.
magic now. That's cool. She has that giant, like Final Fantasy looking sword. I like that too. She rides a
Mm-hmm.
demon Pegasus. I'm in. And I think she's like fighting a giant demon dinosaur, whatever the hell that thing is.
Yeah, that's probably about the way I describe it.
It kind of looks like, you remember Beetlejuice when Alec Baldwin stretches his face? It basically looks like that, but red
Uh-huh.
and big.
Mm-hmm.
So I really really like that a lot. I love the art. I like the design of her. She looks different. And I've always thought there's
Mm-hmm.
room for like a
Mm-hmm.
warrior version of Wonder Woman who's violent, and I mean she carries a sword. She's gonna stab people.
Oh, it's a big ass sword too, and some of
It
the
is.
the covers.
It is giant. Yeah, it's the size of
Mm-hmm.
Absolute Batman, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
It's about the same size. He could probably wield it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I like the story a lot. If I had a complaint, and it's not even a complaint really, I want more of it immediately, and I wanted it to be a little bit longer because where it
Mm-hmm.
ends is very abrupt.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't think that was gonna be the end. I was like, oh, okay, is there more? Nope, to be continued. So I didn't expect to like this book as much as I did, especially the reviews have not been as kind. Like they're not saying it's trash or anything, but I've seen a lot of people disappointed, which makes me wonder what did you expect?
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, what were you guys hoping it was? You know,
Mm-hmm.
because maybe some people wanted it to be closer to Wonder Woman, or I don't know. But I really like it a lot for what it is. I would definitely recommend it, especially to someone who does not read Wonder Woman.
Hmm. I wonder about the people's expectations for what the book was, I suppose.
Yes.
Because yeah, just for me, I didn't not like it, and when I finished reading it, I said to myself, Chris will love this book. Chris will love the hell of this book, and Cersei of this book, and
Mhm.
how different this Wonder Woman felt. Um, and I'm not sure if I didn't enjoy it as much because of how much I'm enjoying King's Wonder Woman and how different that feels, and I just can't separate it. I'm not sure if that's it or not, but yeah, like I didn't hate it, but I'm not sure if I said I want more of this. I love the art as well. I also love the look of this Wonder Woman. I love the
Yeah.
tattoos and I love the
Mhm.
Pegasus. I do love the sword as well, and I think there is a place for a warrior Wonder Woman as well. I think there is a place where you know she's not, I don't know, so emotional, or she doesn't fight with her words,
Well,
or whatever it is, where
well,
she just like screw you, I'll chop your head off,
like
and we'll end it.
they call Superman the Boy Scout. I guess she'd be the Girl Scout in a way,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
but she carries a sword. Come on.
Indeed, in this one, yeah, in this one, it's like I said, it's a big ass sword, so it makes sense for what I think the story they're trying to tell. And what's interesting about Batman Absolute and then Wonder Woman Absolute is how edgy these characters feel.
Mhm.
Like they're not, um, I don't know what the word is to describe what they're not, but what they are is they're edgy. They're violent, and the world they live in is that same way. So I will read more because I want to see where it's particularly like you're saying by the end of the book, I want to see where it's going.
Mhm.
There are only 6 issues, so it's not
Five.
the biggest thing. Yeah, 5 issues. There you go. But yeah, just I am interested to see where else it goes, but I wouldn't say that this one um, grabbed me as much as Absolute Batman did right off
Batman's
the gate.
Batman,
Indeed,
even when he's very large.
even when he's the size of Wonder Woman's sword.
He is the size of like a building or something. But either way, yeah,
Hmm.
I'm excited for more. They got to go 3 for 3. Superman has to hit 2 because I would love an absolute trinity that I enjoy.
I like that idea.
You know, we've talked about
Absolute
when
Trinity.
these are over, what are they going to do with them?
Yeah.
I'm very, especially with Absolute Flash coming now too. Like, what are
Yeah.
we doing?
Like, and Batman 1 is going on its third printing.
Yeah.
I'm assuming 2 will go on multiple printings as well. Like, it's too much money to give up right now, not to keep these characters around.
And
So we'll
how are you
see.
going to tell Snyder stop writing Batman?
Yeah, exactly. It's got to be an absolute Justice League.
Stop it, Scott. No. But yeah, Absolute Justice League, just Absolute Trinity. I mean, I know we're getting Absolute Flash, but I don't know
Yeah.
if they've mentioned other characters yet.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder what an Absolute Green Lantern would look like.
Yeah, I was thinking of the same thing, like you're an absolute Martian Manhunter or something.
Did we see that?
I don't know.
Isn't that the Martian Manhunter that's floating around now?
Oh, is there one?
I don't know if he's absolute or not. I assumed he was, but he never gets a book of his own. He's always a side character. I don't know if there's ever really been a lot of Martian Manhunter comics.
Yeah, it is absolute Martian
Oh,
Manhunter.
okay.
Yeah, it's not until March though.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this thing is getting stretched out because these books will be done by March. So
Yeah,
this
exactly.
universe is going to keep on keeping on. I like it. All right, cool.
Yeah, there is an absolute Green Lantern as well.
Oh, did I miss that? Who's writing
Yeah,
it?
it's Al Ewing who's writing that. Who did? I know he did a Hulk run that everyone liked.
Frank said Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Green Lantern have all been announced. Okay,
There you go.
I missed the Green Lantern announcement. That's cool.
As did I. Yeah.
So, okay, I hope this universe, based on these two issues we have, like I said, Superman will probably hit 2. If they continue to be this quality, I'd like to see this universe continue on, kind of like how Marvel, did the Ultimates a while ago, and now they're doing it again. I see no issue with having these separate universe stories when they're good like this. And plus, I don't know about you, I can't wait to see Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman all connect and stuff. Like, how does that even work?
Yeah. That's what I'm interested too. I wonder if these absolutes. I guess that's the idea, right? These absolutes are in the same universe.
Yeah, aren't they in the All-In book?
So, in the Upside Down one or the
Upside Down one.
I can't recall. I don't
think
remember
they
that
are
now.
because they're on the cover together. Jeff Lemire on Flash is amazing. Yes, I don't. This is another case of I don't normally read that character. I'm going to read the Lemire Flash.
Now I will.
Yeah, I'm going to. I have to read Lemire on Flash. That is a must. And also, I think I might be a sucker for the absolute stuff right now.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that either. I think that's the whole idea. That's the point of these, is just to get people back in, or keep people who are maybe just tired of the regular. And
well, it's like Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I think Ultimate Spider-Man brought so many more fans back to that character because it's a different thing. And I've seen some fans even say Ultimate Spider-Man is giving them what they've been wanting, whereas regular Amazing Spider-Man continues to crash and burn compared to what they actually want. So, but opinions are opinions.
Indeed,
they are what they are. But yeah, I'm even more excited for Superman now than I was, and I was already excited.
I was gonna say, is that that's got to be next week? I think
it's next week.
Let's see, yeah, November 6th when you get that.
Yeah, I kind of regret not buying the physical of Wonder Woman, so I'm probably gonna buy the physical Superman. Oh, I didn't know that. Rob Liefeld said that Absolute Batman by far outsold Ultimate Spider-Man. That makes sense though, because Absolute Batman has been a beast at retailers.
It really has been, yeah. Like, I'd never heard of a book selling out before it started to be on sale.
It's happened, but not like this for like DC, because they put out so many copies anyway.
Yeah.
Like someone told me Transformers did this. Like they had an 8th printing of one of the issues. But I was like, okay, but they probably don't print the hundreds that DC does.
Right.
So it's easier for them to reach that point in a way. Not to make it sound like, oh, their achievement doesn't matter. It matters. It just, we're talking, it's not apples to apples.
Right.
We're talking apples to grapes with that.
I would agree with that.
But, so those were my reads. The DC stuff won for me. I love the 2 DC books.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing, and I'll add on. I read Superman 19, which was the first all-in Superman written by um, Joshua Williamson with Dan Moore on art,
Oh,
and
Dan
it's
Moore's doing
just
the
very
art.
good. Yeah, that was
Well,
one of the reasons why I just really wanted to read it.
I am sold. I will do it
Everything
after we do this.
yeah, it's good. So it's got some stuff that's very interesting. It's got a lot of stuff in it that I didn't know was happening in Superman right now. But at the end of the book, it says like to come in future Superman, and it's actually stuff that's in the book.
Okay.
But that was kind of a cool thing. But it's this whole Doomsday thing is happening with Superman right now. The many deaths of Doomsday, and it's Doomsday like I haven't seen him before, which is an interesting idea. And obviously Dan Moore on art, he can draw Superman, he can draw any superheroes ever,
He draws the
and
Power Rangers well, even.
he's drawing everything DC right now. I cannot wait for the Justice League book that'll be coming out soon.
Very.
I just cannot wait for that because I'm really going to be digging pretty deep on that one. I think Dan Moore is on that one. I'm pretty sure Joshua Williamson is writing that as
Yeah.
well.
I
So yeah,
wish they
big
would-
fan of. Yeah, go ahead.
I wish they would release the Dan Moore version of the Absolute Batman cover. I want that cover. It's beautiful. His was just
Dan
was
Moore,
just sketching it for fun, but I love
Oh, okay.
everything Dan Moore.
Yeah, that's not hard. For sure. Yeah, but Superman 19, very good. And like you said, that's DC had a hell of a week this past week. And we said it with Batman, but I think this all-in thing that basically Scott Snyder decided on is really working for them right now. Because I think there's other books too. I know there was Nightwing 119, which is the first post Tom Taylor book. I think the Green Arrow book is a new one this week.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's written by Joshua Williamson and Chris Condon. It's the first all-in one. Everything all in seems to be just working right now in sales and in quality so far that I've seen. They want us to be all in, so yep.
Frank says Tom Taylor Detective Comics is really good. It felt like a legit detective book. Yeah, Emmett and I were talking about that. We both thought that book was phenomenal. Really enjoyed that start to finish. That's another one like, oh, there's not more right now. I need more. Yeah. Especially after that ending, like that last page. Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm not sure when we have to wait for. When's the next one? Hopefully not too
probably the end of next month. I'm sure Thanksgiving here was
a little wrench. The very end, exactly a month from now, November 27th.
Damn you, DC.
So that's fun.
Stupid Thanksgiving.
And then the only non-DC book that I read was Frankenstein #3.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was
came out this week. So this issue dealt with the heart of Frankenstein. I like #2 more than you did, and I like 3 a lot. I've liked all 3 issues very much, and issue 3. I don't know. It felt like the first half of the book, kind of gets into where the heart came from and all that kind of stuff. But everything about Dr. Frankenstein I thought was really interesting in this book, and his fiance.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Yeah, I thought everything was good with her. And any of the scenes with the monster in this issue were actually really well done. I think they have been in all of the first or the previous two issues, just really creepy stuff, and that carried over for me. And I thought the motive or the reasoning behind the heart, I thought was a very interesting way of telling it as well. It deals with that scene when Frank beats what's her name. He's kind of crawling around the castle, and she's in what she's doing her makeup or whatever.
He doesn't touch her. He just crawls.
No, he doesn't.
The window.
Yeah, exactly. But it's much like the first 2 issues. It's a version of that, and then with a little twist on it, which I thought was really interesting. I don't know. I'm interested to see how you feel about it, because
I completely forgot.
the more they keep going with the story, the more they're getting into the actual Frankenstein book movie or whatever.
Okay.
And the more they're just doing little twists and little turns on it. But I really enjoyed this book again. Glad for me that it's keeping up the quality. So yeah, that's the last one that I read this
Yeah, I'll
week. One
check
that
that
I
out.
didn't. Yeah. The other one that I did want to get to from DC is Green Lantern Dark,
Hmm.
which is another. It's the Elseworlds imprint for DC, which is, I think, this is their first one that they did after announcing that they were doing this Elseworld stuff. It's written by Tate Bromble and Werther Del Adaria, who does the art for Something Is Killing the Children.
Oh, okay.
I haven't got to that one, but I'm going to read that one this week because that was another book from DC that I was really interested in. So yeah, I had a fun week with comics this week. Felt, I don't know, excited is the right word to use or not, but just I read 3 or 4 books, new books, not old ones,
Yeah,
which is always fun.
I was excited to read books this week too. Like
Yeah,
Detective Comics was my top of the list. I had to get to that.
yeah,
And then Wonder Woman, I knew I wanted to read it. I actually read it right before we did this, right before we started.
nice.
I was like, okay, I really want to read this. I have 15 minutes. Let's do it.
That's what I think too. Okay, it takes between 12 to 15 minutes to read a single issue pretty steadily. So I'm like, if all right, I got that small window, I'm going in.
Yeah, because my top 3 reads I knew this week were like that I wanted to get to is Detective, Ninja Turtles,
Yeah,
and that. So I
perfect.
got the ones I wanted. I'll do Frankenstein Superman later tonight, probably.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm hoping I like Frankenstein because the last issue was not my favorite, but that's okay.
Right.
They can't all be winners.
No, sometimes they can't.
And also though, I rewatched the movie earlier this month, so I'm still in that hype with it. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's quite the high to be on.
Movie good.
All right, so that's our comic reads for this week, Chris. What about some watches?
And get my letterbox because I don't remember.
I just did mine too. Just
Oh, did
double
you?
check.
Okay. Well, before we get to the movies, What We Do in the Shadows is back for the final season, and I do not mince words when I say it is a wonderful series, and everybody should be watching it.
I will say that it's really annoying to me that the movie is not available to legally stream anywhere.
What the hell, man?
So I think it was last week that you told me about that. There's something I wanted to watch. I'm like, all right, I'm
Mhm.
going to do that. I'm like, seriously? Like all of the streaming services, it's on Disney Plus here, or in Star for Disney Plus. The TV show is. I'm like,
Mhm.
just have the movie too. Like, what's the deal here? I don't get it.
I don't either, and I guess it's a distribution thing, like a
Yeah,
rights who's got it. But the movie is great, and it's not even it's actually hard to find to buy like physically too. It's almost
weird, eh?
impossible from what I understand, unless they've
Hmm.
changed it.
Yeah,
And it's not like the movie's not a big deal. People love this movie. They love it enough to make a series about it.
in a long-standing series.
Yeah, it's crazy how the movie's hard to
Yeah,
find. But series 3 episodes in, and it is hilarious. I love
nice.
this show, and I'm actually be sorry to see it go because
Mm,
it kind of comes and goes really quick because they always release a lot of episodes at once.
mm.
Kind of like Rings of Power did, how it didn't feel like it was that long for us.
Yep, yep.
This will be the same kind of thing. So watch What We Do in the Shadows. It's a great time.
Do you think this is the end?
Yeah.
You see any kind of spin-offs or anything happening after
Mm-mm.
this? No.
No, they teased that there would be a. Oh, Anthony's back. What We Do in the Shadows has been fantastic so far. I agree. It's really, really good. They tried to, they were going to do like a werewolf spinoff, but it never happened. So I don't see the TV show getting a spinoff either.
Hmm.
And I don't even know what they would spin off of yet.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about this. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, which isn't doing it for me yet, but I'm willing to give it time to grow. Did you get to watch it yet?
No, I still have not
Okay.
been able to
Uh,
watch it.
I didn't watch the second episode yet, so you're good.
Okay.
Um, so anyway, that was my TV watch, and like I can't recommend it enough. I love it. Even if you don't like vampire stuff, it's just fun. The characters are great, and they added a new
Nice.
vampire. I kind of like him. He's like a
Okay.
world domination wanting vampire, which is a fun one to add to the mix because the other ones are not.
You're right.
They're just happy to live on. I think it's Staten Island or something. They're just happy to be there. So on the watch side of things, we'll save Venom for last because we both watched that one. I watched that new Hellboy movie, The Crooked Man,
Yep.
and that was pretty good for what it is.
Hmm.
I think that it's different because it's not like a world-ending movie. It is
Mm-hmm.
a very contained story. It's really just Hellboy in an evil forest for 2 hours,
Okay.
and it's very dark. It's much more horror oriented. The action is kind of intense for what it is. Jack Casey, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Jack is
Mm-hmm.
really pretty good as Hellboy. I'd
Hmm.
say he's better than David Harbour, who I liked a lot.
Wow.
Yeah, he's good. I wish they would have thrown some more money at this thing because they have something here with him. The look is cool, like the look of the movie. It has this like it has a low budget look to it, but it
Mm-hmm.
totally works. Uh, and he says the Crooked Man was way better than I thought it'd be until the third act. It was on track to become my favorite Hellboy film. Yeah, so it's really like I don't know if engrossing is the word, but
Hmm.
you're just so into it, and because it's so much smaller, it's character focused, and it's just really fun to watch. And it's like the other three movies aren't spooky. This is. This is like, oh, I could watch this during October again because
Hmm.
it's like a spooky horror movie with a
Mm-hmm.
superhero. And he's not even a superhero, really. Um, I really have nothing but good things to say about it, actually. There
I
are, a
was
f-
I'm confused by this movie in general, like the marketing for it. The I didn't even know they were making it, and then all of a sudden it came out, but I don't think it was in theaters, and
no,
I'm
not
confused
here.
by the whole idea of it. Is it like a direct to video deal?
So, for whatever reason, they dumped it on video on demand in North America. The UK got a theatrical release. I don't know why they treated this movie like their bastard son or
Yeah.
something. They and I agree with Anthony. The marketing did the film no favors. It was only theaters abroad. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking because they had something here.
Hmm.
Maybe they were scared because it does look so low budget. But if I'm really the low budget is mostly just in the opening because it has like a CGI thing in it.
Hmm.
Once you get past that, it doesn't really look bad. And I'd say it even looks better than some other movies that do hit theaters. Frank says, I got to watch it. It looks like Hellboy from the comics. So I have not read any Hellboy comics, but I want to now. The other
Hmm.
movies didn't make me want to read Hellboy. This one does.
Hmm.
And especially because I believe it is an adaptation because there's that book, Hellboy and the Crooked Man.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty impressed with this little film, is what I would call it.
Yeah, it was
Um,
co-written by Mike Mignola, who created the character of Hellboy.
yeah.
So, like, it has something to it that's probably very earnest to what the
Oh, and it
character
says
is.
it was a faithful adaptation. Okay, cool. Yeah,
There you go.
it's a cool movie, and it's getting buried, you know. And I
Strange.
don't know. I haven't really seen reviews for it. I haven't seen a ton of people talking about it, but I think it's worth a watch, especially if you like Hellboy. I think it's worth it, and I also like this. So I like the David Perlman Hellboy. I don't want to get crucified right now. I do like David Perlman's or Ron
Harbor.
Perlman. I like Ron Perlman's
Yeah.
Hellboy. I combined them there. I like his Hellboy, but he's very friendly and like kind of cuddly.
Jovial, yeah, he makes
Yeah,
jokes and yeah.
this one is not like that. This is like a
Okay,
grim, normal. It's weird to say normal, but like a
sure.
down to earth Hellboy.
Now, I think that's the idea of it, though. It's supposed to be a in the first, 2/3 of the first movie, the Guillermo del Toro movie are kind of like that. They're more grounded-ish, and then it's towards the end where he's fighting the huge squid
It goes off the rails.
monster
Yeah,
in the castle or whatever. But the first half is very much like about Rasputin and about the Nazis,
it is,
and that kind of stuff. So,
but it's still got that element of larger than life. Where this, it
mhm,
just feels like an evil forest and there's demons in it.
yeah.
It's cool.
Mhm.
Uh, Imagine a crazy Robert Eggers Hellboy movie. I don't know what that even looked like, but maybe I'm in. That's kind of what
That would
this
be
looks like.
crazy. Hmm.
It's kind of I like it a lot. So yeah, I'd recommend Hellboy and the Crooked Man. I think it's worth a watch. And
Nice.
I think I'm gonna buy the trade because I want to read the book.
Nice.
Um, Anthony's got some movie stuff here I wanted to mention. Also, apart from Venom, thoughts above, which we'll get to. I saw your monster, which was fantastic. Lisa Frankenstein-esque, destined to become a cult classic on streaming. I have my ticket for tomorrow if I'm not exhausted. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, Hellboy was great. I rewatched the Friday the 13th reboot from 2009.
Hmm.
I like that one a lot. I don't love Jason Voorhees and his movies. I think they're very one note. There's nothing really specific about them, which is probably why I like the dumbest ones, like Jason X and Jason Goes to
Sure.
Hell, because I feel like they have the most personality.
That's right.
The other ones are just silly to me. They're just one note. He
Hmm.
chases the girl, he kills her, we're done.
Yeah.
Except like Jason Takes Manhattan. That's fun, but not one
Uh-huh.
of my favorites. And it says the reboot is still the best entry in the series. I'll down that hill. It deserved a sequel. I will down that. Well, I won't down a hill, but I'll nap on the hill with
Yeah,
you.
take just a gentle nap. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll nap. But yeah, I
Hmm.
agree with that. And it should have had a sequel. I think they just ended it in kind of an odd place. So I get
Hmm.
it. But I watched that. It's fun. I go on about it forever, but everybody's seen it by now. Um, Another new watch was a movie called Azrael. Have you heard of this?
No.
Okay, so Azrael is a movie. It's a horror movie starring Samara Weaving, who I'm a big fan of. I think she's one of
Mm.
the best. I don't want to say B movie, but like horror actresses, whatever you want to
Yeah.
call that. She is one of the best right now. I can't explain this movie though because I don't even understand exactly what I watched. There is no dialogue. You're just kind of thrown in.
Whoa.
Yes, like on the AMC app, it's described as A Quiet Place meets The Walking Dead, which I will say is accurate, but then throw in The Village for good measure.
Okay. That sounds
Yeah,
good.
it's really cool. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's under 90 minutes, so it's a quick watch. It's
Hmm.
got some cool violence, which is always nice.
Hmm.
Samara Weaving acts her heart out with no dialogue.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It has a bonkers ending, is what I would call
Hmm.
it, and it's just it's a good looking film for what it is too. I'm sure it was made on like a Happy Meal budget,
Yeah.
but sometimes that's all you need.
Is that from this year?
Yeah, it came out I think like right after Long Legs.
Hmm.
So June or July, whatever that was. So many movies got
Interesting.
overshadowed this year because there's just been
Hmm.
week after week of like big budget movies. So these smaller
Yeah.
ones just get lost in the cracks. Like Oddity.
Hmm.
Oddity also got buried, and that was a great one.
Yeah.
So I would also recommend Azrael if you want something different.
Nice.
And then we come to Venom, but we'll talk about that when we get to your watches.
On the TV side of things, I binged the third season of The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix, which I'm a huge fan of. I'm a big fan of the Lincoln Lawyer books and the Harry Bosch books from Michael Conley. I was a big fan of the Bosch TV series that was on Amazon, and then the Bosch Legacy series that was on, what's it called? Freevee, T Free, or I don't know what
Tubi?
it is. No,
Oh, the
maybe.
IMDb one?
Yeah, that's right.
I
Is
think
that
it's called
Freevee?
Freebie or something. Yeah.
Yeah, Freevee. So I was a big fan of that.
Freebie.
And I've been a big fan of all of the previous two seasons of the Lincoln Lawyer. I'm, every time that I watch it, and every time that I watch a courtroom drama, I'm always very fascinated with them, and I keep
Hmm.
hitting myself over the head saying I like courtroom dramas. I'm not sure what what your stance is on courtroom dramas, Chris. I know, like, I don't know if you've seen, A Few Good Men, or even A Time to Kill, with Matthew McConaughey and Samuel L. Jackson.
I've seen My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah, so there you go. There is something about the courtroom drama. I'm not sure what it is exactly that keeps me interested, and maybe that's the whole point of it. Because like the point of a lawyer is to keep the jury and the judge interested in the conversation, and following every word that they say. So then in turn the viewer and the fan feels the same way. But yeah, something about courtroom dramas that just
Hmm.
fascinate me and keep me very interested in something that I like a lot. I'm not sure if you have any thoughts on that.
I I've seen My Cousin Vinny. I enjoy.
Yeah.
I've also seen Legally Blonde, 1 and
Sure.
2. I like
Yep.
those.
1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2. I like those. I think court dramas are interesting though. I really do. I think that they're a little different because they have to be. They're paced differently, and the idea that the majority of a film could take place in a single location, where
Right.
it's just conversation. Which you and I are big fans of movies with quality dialogue.
Yeah.
So I probably would like more of those if I watched them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm sure I would love A Few Good Men, which out of context sounds hilarious, but I would like that movie quite a bit because one, it's a classic. Two, it just sounds like it's right up my alley.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Chris, we watching the Harvey Dent courtroom spinoff after the Batman 2. Okay, yes, yes, I will. Harvey Dent, that works. Pause.
Oh no. Frank, you don't know that Chris hasn't seen the most popular movies in all existence?
I watched The Thing last week. That's a start.
That's right. I think you're right about the courtroom drama idea and it being very dialogue heavy. I think that's what it is.
That's probably the draw because that would be the draw for me too. We both like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's just, one or two people talking back and forth, and then there's the idea of the, overruled and sustained, and all that kind of stuff. And I also like it when it doesn't feel like, obviously, from the little I know about the actual justice system in America, or even the little bit that I know about the justice system in Canada, like I assume none of the stuff is real, like big courtroom dramas and the aha moment and all that kind of stuff usually doesn't happen. But I think that the idea of in this one, there's a lot of stuff that happens in the final episode of the third season that surprises you and that really adds to the story that I don't feel would happen in a real life setting. But I think that's the idea of movies and TV shows anyways. I think that's what makes it, they're able to take the liberties to make the courtroom drama seem more exciting. So a big fan of Lincoln Lawyer 3. I like the way that it ended as well, setting up a season 4, which sets up one of my favorite Lincoln Lawyer books, which is exciting. So,
was there a Buick Skylark?
No, there was a Lincoln.
Oh, okay. Have you seen Fracture of the Rainmaker?
I've seen The Rainmaker. That's the one with Danny DeVito, I think. Is that the one?
I think Kevin Spacey's in it too. Or Matt Damon. That sounds right.
Matt Damon. Oh, sorry. That's the one. No, what the other one I'm thinking of is yeah. Danny DeVito's on. Yeah, Danny DeVito's on that one. Yeah.
Is he a serious character in it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Actually,
directed and written by Francis Ford Coppola. Crazy.
Really? He needs to go back to the club from what I hear. Hey, Andrew.
You didn't do the head thing.
I don't want to do that thing. Yeah, Rainmaker, something I'd also like to watch. You know what? I might get it. I gotta get past the horror this last week of horror, and then we'll get back to regular viewing.
It's interesting that idea. Actually, I was thinking about that today. My wife said something to me. I haven't been beholden to horror in October. I haven't watched a single horror movie aside from Romulus, I guess, if we count that as horror. It's an interesting idea, and that you just keep watching any kind of movies. I haven't, I've had the option, and every time I go to watch Longlegs, I'm like, and then I choose not to.
I'm not even sure if you'll like it, honestly.
Yeah.
So it's okay. I really don't know if you'll like it. But yeah. I mean, for me, I watch horror movies all year long, so it's not like I can only watch them in October. It's just I think now for me as an adult, I don't get to do a lot of Halloween activities.
Yeah.
So horror movies kind of are my way of doing Halloween all the way through. I haven't even carved a pumpkin yet, which I might do tomorrow.
Yeah, we haven't. Geez, I haven't even bought Halloween candy or anything yet either. So it could be shut the lights off and
5-pound bag from Costco,
lock the door kind of thing. Oh, nice. Yeah.
It was not too bad. It's funny, and it says it's funny how things just pause for me this time of the year for horror films and then holiday films. Yeah, you gotta. That's how you stretch out the holiday, I think. And for Christmas, for me, the Christmas season starts November 1st anyway because I don't care about Thanksgiving. Yeah. I'm Christmas for 2 months going forward. But anyway, what else did you watch?
That was it for TV shows. I don't think I had anything else on my letterbox. I finished Monkey Man, which I started last week
Oh yeah.
with Dev Patel. I mentioned it before, like halfway through the movie, just saying how much I enjoy Dev Patel as a person,
Mhm.
an actor, and like in this one, I would consider more of a performance just because of the physical nature of the
Yeah.
movie. But as a director, I'm pretty sure that this is his first time.
I don't know
Um,
who's directing it.
yeah, he directed it. I think it was the
Cool.
first time. This is the first time. Visually, it's a really. It actually reminds me a lot of the Daredevil Netflix series.
Ooh.
Kind of the gritty nature to it, the dark, like the dark shadows and hallways.
Hmm.
But the fight scenes are and the fight scenes as well. That Daredevil is kind of famous for. So I'm a big fan of Monkey Man and just a big fan of Dev Patel.
Cool.
I've really only seen him in Slumdog Millionaire, the HBO show The Newsroom. I can't really think of anything else that I'd seen from him. He's usually not someone that I gravitate towards. But after The Monkey Man, if he continues down the action side of things, if he continues down the directing side of things, I will absolutely watch more of The Monkey Man or watch more of Dev Patel.
I don't know if I've seen Dev Patel in anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look that up to see if there's anything else that like. Oh, the Green Knight. I've seen him in the Green Knight, which
Oh,
I really
Green. That
enjoyed.
okay. I've seen that. Yes, I love
Hmm.
Green Knight. I forget that's
Yeah,
even him.
yeah,
The
and that's the
newsroom.
thing.
Too.
Like for me, like after this, he feels like somebody that I won't overlook anymore.
Yeah,
Like he just feels like he's a guy for me now. He really is.
the newsroom. That's the Apple TV series, right?
HBO with Jeff Daniels,
Then what's the Apple one called?
The Morning Show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Newsroom's from a little while ago. It feels like if the newsroom is relevant in any time ever. But it's about like fake news and telling the news the right way. Uh,
oh, those are touchy
so
subjects.
it's a very good show, very good show. And it would be yeah, Sam Waterston's in it as well.
I've
Olivia
never
Munn
heard
is
of
in it. Um,
Olivia Munn.
the
Okay.
yeah the bad guy from Hush, the guy breaking into the house.
Oh, I didn't know he was in anything else. I
Yeah,
think that's the first
he's
time
in
I
that.
saw him.
Yeah,
Oh, it's only three
yeah,
seasons.
yeah.
I can say I will put it on the list, and I could put it on the list. Doesn't mean I'll get to it,
Yeah.
but I'll try.
Yeah, so Dev Patel is a guy for me now, somebody I really enjoy, and I will
Hmm.
absolutely keep watching anything that he's in.
Cool.
Yeah, that's really it for that stuff. And then I went to see Venom on Friday night. I took my daughter to an amusement park where they were doing a Halloween haunt type of deal.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I dropped her and her boyfriend off to that, and then I went to go to the movies, and I saw Venom 3. Chris, you saw Venom 3 as well. What is your stance and your opinion on the first two Venom movies? I like the first one. I think it's good.
Mhm.
It's good fun. I think the second one is not very good. I find it quite bad in a lot of spots. What do you think about the first two?
Um, I like the first one, but the first 30 minutes are not my favorite. Like once it gets to symbiote, because I realize I've also been pronouncing that wrong apparently all my life after watching the newest one. It's symbiote, I think.
Yeah,
Symbiote.
symbiote.
Yeah, I guess I've been pronouncing it wrong. When he gets Venom, essentially, that's
Hmm.
kind of when I like the movie, which is the last hour, so that's cool. I
Yeah.
like all of two, mostly for the Carnage stuff.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, I enjoyed two. So that's kind of where I'm at. One and a half is what I like.
Fair.
And Tom Hardy across the board. I like Tom Hardy.
Yeah, he's good.
He is.
He's just a good actor most of the time.
He's entertaining, but
Hmm.
I was watching like, man, you have aged so much throughout these films. I feel for you.
And then Venom 3. What was your experience like with The Last Dance?
I think it is the worst of the three, but it's not like it's an unwatchable, terrible movie. I wouldn't say it's the worst movie I've seen this year. I have seen worse, but it is also not something I'm probably going to revisit, even though I think the finale was really great.
Yep.
I enjoyed that whole like last 30 minutes. That was awesome.
Hmm.
But to get to that last 30 minutes is like, well, I'm not here for this.
Yeah.
And it had moments like the Venom horse, I thought was pretty cool. I like that.
Hmm. Sure.
I did not like the family. They remind me of the of theatrical Justice League mixed with the family from Step Brothers when they have like the singing session in the car, but not like that was good. This was not for me. I did
Yeah.
not. I hated the little boy, which I
Hmm.
guess was a given. It was
You
going
hate
to be.
kids, yeah, unless
I
they're
don't hate
dying, of
kids,
course.
but
Unless they're dying in a
I
horror
don't hate
movie.
kids, but I didn't like this kid again. I don't know. Um, I hated the dance scene. That I think if I had to pick one thing out of the whole movie that I could not stand, it is that dance scene.
Hmm.
And I was okay with Venom being a DJ in the second one. That didn't bother me.
Mm.
This though, unnecessary bullshit. But again, not the worst thing ever. It's fine.
I basically agree with everything you're saying. The final battle was a lot of fun. With the I guess we won't do too much spoilers. Um,
I need to go sound
um,
tis the pod again because my co-hosts always get on my case for hating kids as well. I don't hate kids. I just think that the movies sometimes are terrible.
um, yeah, with the multiple symbiotes and Venom and the everything to
It
do
was
with the
cool.
finale battle, I thought was a lot of fun.
Mhm.
But yeah, everything up until that point, getting him to there, I thought there was just so much pointless swerves and storylines that he got to. I thought the Venom character did a lot of stupid things for no reason, particularly that dance scene. You
Yeah.
knew what was going to happen. Why did you do that? Why did you go full? It didn't make any sense. So just everything like and just the humor in it. I never connected with the humor in throughout the entire series.
Mhm.
I never have. I never laughed once. I didn't think there was any funny moments in any throughout the series. Very little funny moments, but in Last Dance, I didn't think there was anything that was really funny.
Edgy.
Um, yeah, so a lot of people like these movies. Like a lot
Mhm.
of people compare, like, oh, this is my Fast and the Furious. Like
That's what they
you're
are.
just
They're the
there,
Fast and the Furious
you
of
just
comic book movies.
like you're just there for a good time
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But it's just there's ways to go about it, I guess, and there's ways to make a good movie and also making it just a lot of fun as well. Like it just they're just not for me. Definitely, I like my son will watch these. Like he likes the first one a lot. I don't
Mm.
think he liked the second one very much, but I think he'd like this one. He'd like the frog and the horse and
I thought the part was
um,
cool.
sure.
I mean,
Um,
it's just like, oh, okay, that's somehow this doesn't bother me. You
yeah,
know what did bother me? Eddie killing somebody.
yeah, yeah. He shot that guy.
Yeah. That might have been a
Yeah,
spoiler. Sorry,
so
guys.
just not for me. I was hoping to go see Joker 2, but the showtime was off, so I had to go see Venom 3. But like the theater was full. Like I haven't been to a full theater in a very long time, which is kind of cool to see. Like people are going out for it. People like having the good time with. I think people do like the humor. I think it does connect for a lot of people.
It does. Yeah.
People like the I don't know what you call it, like the balls to the wall action, which I'm a fan of most of the time too. Like I don't care about CGI monster fighting CGI monster. I think
It's fine.
I have no problem with that. It's a comic book movie, and I think that's where it should have stayed. Because that's what I liked about Let There Be Carnage as well. Just get me to the church, get me to Carnage and Venom fighting each other. That's really all I care about.
I just saw the David Bowie song, Get to the Church on Time.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, under 90 minutes, please. Um, and he says, I'll say this as messy and all over the place as the trilogy has been, the ending between Eddie and Venom was surprisingly poignant. Imagine how it would have hit with a better writer. I don't know if I agree with this because
I didn't like the ending between
I did
them.
not like it at all.
No.
I was kind of like, it's like they tried to do the Spider-Man 2 thing when Peter's walking and the raindrops keep falling, my head song is playing. It's like they
Yeah.
tried to do that, Or even they tried to do the Fast and Furious 7 ending when Paul Walker and Vin Diesel drive off on different
Oh man,
sides.
that gets me every time.
Does it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
got
it
that
gets me
song
too because
playing.
he looks fucking creepy. Paul Walker is like a weird thing in that. Come for the joke, stay for the f bombs, everybody.
Hmm.
So Anthony actually had some other opinions about Venom I need to address because they
Yeah, go
need to
for
be.
it.
I can't stay. Oh wait, we did that. The Last Stand. It's more of the same, but nowhere near as bad as some of the year's worst offerings, like Madam Web and The Crow. You sir. And sorry, but I had more fun with it than Deadpool and Wolverine. At least it tried to have a semblance of a plot that didn't rely on fan service or multiversal cameos. Hmm. So, what this one relied on was a plot driven by a character we don't even see.
That was the other thing. Oh my god, no,
We don't
pointless.
even see him, but the whole plot is driven by this CGI boogeyman.
Hmm.
And he bookends them. It's like, what the hell was all this? We don't even know. It's explained, I think, twice, and both times, like we could have did this one time, first of all, and it should have been like a quality storytelling piece of the movie instead of
Hmm.
just, you know. So, to each their own is what I will say.
Absolutely, to each their own. I don't want to get like usually 100% most of the time we don't talk about movies we don't like. I think we're only talking about this one just because
We kind of liked it.
um we were talking that it's a newer movie and we actually
Oh, I
both
see what you're
saw it.
saying. Oh yeah, okay,
So I
no,
think
I did
that's
like
why we're
this.
yeah. That's really why we're talking about Venom 3. If you know if I hadn't seen it and Chris was the only one who'd seen it, Chris would have spent about 2.5 minutes on it, and we would have left it at that.
Like
So,
the tweet,
uh,
it's fine.
yeah, exactly.
Noel's 100% just included set up the team up between Venom, Madam Web, Craven, and Morbius, right? That's why I don't know if that's what they're doing. Maybe I really don't know where this is supposed to go. I think that it's funny to me because people will throw stones at the MCU for doing stuff like this, but I've seen a lot of hype over Null, and it's like they kind of did the same thing but worse in a way. I don't know. I don't. If you like it, cool. I'm glad people are hyped for it, and I will be too if we see something come from this. But I don't like the way it was handled at all, and I think that I don't know. I think there was a better way to do it. I don't.
Yeah, no bothered me. And just a slight spoiler: like he's trapped and he can't get out
I think it's from the
without.
comic.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
And
from
he can't
King
get
One.
out without the thing that he needs. He doesn't get the thing, and then in the post credit scene, he's
He got the
angry
thing or something.
and he's gonna leave and kill everyone. Why don't you just leave and kill everyone? What's the point of? I don't understand what the point of his whole process was.
Gollum wouldn't give him the ring. I mean,
Yeah, and then he did. Yeah, he didn't get the ring, but
Smeagol
he
wouldn't
needed
give
the
it up.
ring to get free. I don't know. And
They did say Null story will continue in interview.
I thought Tom Hardy was done. Isn't he done?
He's done with solo films. Apparently, I don't know. They're being kind of cutesy
Hmm.
with the lingo now. I don't know. We'll see.
Wait and see it
It's doing
happen
really
this
well
weekend, I guess.
overseas. I will see more Tom Hardy as Venom. I can say that. I enjoy
Hmm.
it. I just didn't love this one.
Nope.
It had good stuff. So the action was really neat. And like we said, the finale was badass.
Yep. Last third of the movie was a lot of fun.
Very curious. Well, I don't want. Never mind. It's a spoiler, but there's stuff I'm curious about.
Fair enough.
Yeah. To each their own. Like what you like.
Indeed. Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Um, Chris, so if you want to let people know where they can find you, please do that.
I mean, I could, but what's more important is that I mentioned this last week too, but I'm going to be on a podcast with my buddy Travis from the Geekverse podcast. We are going to be doing a charity stream for extralife.org. So it'll be a trivia game, and it starts next week. I believe I'm looking at. I think it's 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Central. You can check my Twitter; it'll be on there. But
Yeah, just go to the Geek First podcast.
do that.
They'll hook you up.
They will, and they will tell you all the details you need to know. It's for a charity. It's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't want to hear me not answer questions, check them out. Give to the charity if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody will appreciate it. To find me on Twitter and me talking more about this, it'll be at that Chris70. You could also follow the podcast I do with my buddy Anthony Caruso and Phil Walsh over at DC Unlimited Pod. And I would love it if you would follow this show at G of the Geeks. Emmet is really good with the rest of the plugs, so he will take over.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at EmmettDavis7. Gathering in the Geeks is available on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. All you have to do is search for Gathering in the Geeks, and you will find us right there. Ian, thanks for your note. Anthony, thanks so much for watching. We appreciate you hopping on and chatting with us this week. Aaron, thanks so much for saying hello. Frank, thank you. Andrew as well. Thank you so much for dropping in and saying hi. And saying all that for Chris. And I am Emmet, and we gather on Sundays.
End of session.